And 30 years later, with bad things happening to both of us, we get together. So, like I say, without the bad, you can't have good either again. So when her dad died, he actually came to her. She saw the bed go down. She felt him, saw the bed go down where he sat, and he was saying goodbye to her, and she felt him kiss her.
Aww.
So she's had some very personal experiences. She has some experiences in my home in West Jordan, which, who hasn't been tuned in, is very haunted. If you'd like to buy a haunted home, contact me.
And it's not a good happy haunt.
No, it's not a happy
haunt.
haunt.
I did the English. It's
So
not a good happy haunt.
if you're looking for a place for your ex to stay, we've
would be
already
a
discussed his
beautiful
ex's, how he feels about the ex. So,
And it happens to be right next to a canal, so moving water or current.
Oh.
We all know what that does.
or a place to bury a body.
A half an acre, yeah.
He's probably got like this big old crystal morph underneath the ground too.
Horses.
Horses.
And a nice little horse with fields.
She's a horse gal, so
Yeah,
she's...
it's my dream.
Is it?
Maybe
To
you
be
should
a
buy the
horse?
house.
I want to if I had money.
It's coming up as a horse.
That's
The
what the
possessed
banks
house?
are for.
Oh yeah, I don't care if they're around. I can't escape.
As long as it comes with a horse.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we own a possessed house and a possessed horse.
Not
Oh.
the possessed horse. No.
Oh.
No.
Gotcha.
I mean, they've already got the wild tendencies anyway. I mean, they'll, if they want you off, they'll.
So tell us about some of your past, your background. What?
I don't even know where you'd want me to start.
Yeah, like an experience that
How about,
stuck out.
Obviously,
How about
you're
at
not
10?
from the U.S.
How about at 10 when you
Just
seen
saying.
your first full body
Well,
apparition?
yeah, I was 10 when I saw like something directly like strange in front of
3
me.
years ago, that's what that boils down to.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I look really young, huh, and so tiny. No, I was playing with my brother, and we lived in a really old house because it's England. Obviously, we have old houses, and I was going from my brother's bedroom down the hall into my bedroom, and he was running in front of me, so he was running into my bedroom, and I was following him, and as I was about to go through my bedroom door, this big shadow person with a hand up was just all of a sudden right in front of me. And I kind of stepped back. I was
In a defense, like he was.
no, it wasn't
aggressive?
even. It wasn't anything aggressive. It was. It was like it happened yesterday. It was nothing aggressive, nothing scary.
Just there.
Yeah, and I just kind of stepped back, and I shook my head, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, right." And then I'm like, "No," and I just walked through it. And then I turned around, and it was gone, and I was like...
Did it feel weird, like when you walked through it, or just...
No, I can't explain why it was there to this day. I don't know what it was. That's just one of
Hello,
the questions.
here's
I
your
have.
gift.
Here I am.
That's what it was.
That's when you got it.
Some people get black shadows.
But it wasn't evil, though. And I've people say, like, black shadows and stuff are supposed to be bad or evil, and...
It depends on who's.
It wasn't evil or bad.
On TV, black shadows are evil.
Black shadows and
In
black
real
eyes.
Real
life, I
life.
don't believe it.
Yeah.
So that was just one. That was the first time I saw a full on. But many others after that.
Question about England, because I know, our cameraman Iggy.
Hey.
I can tell
Almost
he's
can
got
see
an
him.
accent there.
Him? No. So back in his hometown, really, it is not. It's frowned upon.
Yeah, it's definitely not talked about. You know,
The
if
paranormal.
you say there's a ghost, you're a nut.
My painter was the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
nut?
our conversation? Well, not a nut, but if you talk about it, because
Where he grew up
Yeah,
as well.
where he grew up. It was, and like to do astral projection, you had to have the Quran and somebody hold you down, somebody read the Quran.
Yeah,
To
so
get-
it was a spiritual.
was-
But they let him do it?
It was very, very frowned upon. It was like, don't
You
do
get-
it. If we do it,
I
do it
guess
in
it's-
secret
it's-
society.
There's still parts of it here that are that way too, but it's a little more, I think, open in the U.S. But how was it in England?
Totally open.
It is.
Well, from where I was, yeah, my family. But
Well-
I mean, I never.
like in the society.
I mean, I'm a
though.
'90s child, I guess. So, I mean, it was kind of growing up in the '90s, that kind of thing.
I was just kidding about the age, but really, 90s is not.
I'm 26.
So your first
Wow.
experience, yeah, 10 years old. I mean, that's only 16 years ago. That's
Yeah.
still.
Well,
I guess that's
feel
kind of new.
like-
Still to the paranormal.
You're
I mean,
trying to
10 years
age
ago.
her.
That's well. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to age. I'm trying to.
Well, no,
to
I am a
guess
very
the-
old soul, though. I have had. I know I've had many different lives.
I guess I'm just trying to guess the. I mean, 10 years ago, paranormal taps really came to light at that time.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And so they brought it
Yeah.
mainstream.
Okay.
So I guess about your
98,
time,
99.
it might have changed even to be okay to talk to it.
99.
But in your family, you have a long history of paranormal.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I didn't talk about it with my mother and my father. It was just mainly my gran and my granddad and a couple of people in the church, because I was brought up in the Church of England as christened in the Church of England. So there's a couple of people I talked to, but I mean, I didn't have friends or anything I discussed it with. It was just like,
part of
it
it.
was so normal. You just like, hey, I see ghosts. I mean, you don't just
You didn't have a shirt.
basically, yeah.
All right, I'll get
If
rid
you
of my
talk about it, get sent to a place like Asylum 49. See, so.
Yeah.
And what do you do? Yeah. So, can you tell us some kind of the investigations that you've done? What are the experiences that you guys have had? You know, as your team. I know that you're new,
I'm free.
but as far as ghost
Well,
discovery,
Well, as a team, we're just getting started. But I started purchasing equipment about a year ago, and slowly building up to it. So I have basically everything I need except a thermal cam. I have enrolled in the Arts Institute of Salt Lake, so I'm changing my career and getting out of construction because of my body. And I'm gonna get a bachelor's degree in digital film and sound production, and that way I can work on my own type of projects. But I can get equipment from them and use it from them also. But the more things we get to investigate with, the more evidence we capture, and it's really interesting how you see some of them work on a television program or just on hearsay and reading things about them. You're always skeptical about it until you use them yourself. And I was always a skeptic too. Even when I seen things when I was younger, I played it off like, oh, it's my imagination. I was kind of scared of spirits and ghosts back then, and now I'm hunting them. So it really changes when you start to experience the good and the bad. I've gotten a lot of angelic voices. Say, just for instance, the Hebrew Cemetery, I go investigate that quite often. And the first couple times I went there, out of the whole cemetery I walked through, I stopped in this one place. And there's a whole family there. The girl died when she was 4, the boy died when he was 6, but they died 2 or 3 days apart in 1880. And I started picking up voices on my EVP recorder in my spirit box. And I could actually hear them right through my spirit box really clear. And the mother was talking to me. So I asked permission to the father if